And so I talk about my commitment to Alicia mainly because it's like, okay, we're doing this. I'm making this commitment. This is going to be a big part of my life. Let's be transparent. Let's talk about this, right? And now here's what happened to me. Let me just tell you a little secret about some of what happened to me. Most of you, 90-some% of you were like, this is great. Congratulations. This is wonderful, etc. But there was a percentage, a lot of black men mostly, that were using the word simp. They were calling me a simp, right? And this kind of made me sad because the one guy, I supported his podcast. I went to his page and said, good job, brother. Hey, I'd love to have you on. And he does this whole video about the fact that I'm simping. And I'm like, well, what did I do? Did somebody accuse, did I get accused of sexual assault? Did I go and beat a black woman's ass? Like what do y'all think that I did that would make you think that somehow I did something wrong, right? And the reason that they were saying that I was a simp, which was really fascinating to me, is because I publicly expressed my love and affection to a black woman. Because I got on my knee and I said, this is the woman I choose. This is going to be my wife. And I want everybody to know it because we're building an empire here. We're building a structure. We're building something here. Right? Just like going into business with somebody, marriage has that legal and economic aspect, which is it's just like starting a business with somebody, except it's that much more serious. And I thought about that, and I said to myself, I processed this a lot, and I said, what community can ever prosper when you have a large percentage of men who hate the women that much that they will never commit to them, that they refuse to partner with them in a structured way? How can I get with me? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you get what I'm saying here. I want to say without being critical. I want to really give you something else to think about here. You've been trained to think this way. I don't think, do you hear white men consistently across the board saying that about their women? Or do Asian men say, forget these hoes. I'm trying to be pimping for life. I don't want nothing. I'm not down to these. Do you see any of that anywhere, right? You don't see that in any other culture, pretty much except ours. The reason you see it in ours, where the men feel like marrying a woman and dedicating yourself to family is a weakness, is because you've been trained to think that way through what I honestly wonder was a COINTEL operation. I really believe COINTELPRO was involved with using hip hop music. Using hip hop music as a way to get black men to engage in illegal behavior, to get them to become more irresponsible, and to really, really, really desecrate the black family. And so, because I had guys, some of the comments I saw that were really interesting was I had a guy who said, Dr. Bush, you could have had, a whole bunch of hoes, a whole bunch of young hoes. Why are you going to just lock yourself up with one woman? And I was like, wow, okay, yeah, you're right. I get it. Okay, so you're saying that because I'm famous, kind of famous, I'm internet famous, which ain't really famous, but I go places and people know who I am. And pretty girls have approached me, and I've gone on some dates. Let's just say that quite a few, probably more than a lot of dudes have in terms of the number of women I've run into and stuff like that. But you're telling me that because I don't ever have to make a commitment, I shouldn't make a commitment. Like you're telling me that commitment is for suckers, right? And that's an interesting concept because I had a father in my house. A lot of guys didn't have a father. That's why they learn how to be men from rappers. That's why a lot of them are misguided. And my father was kind of a guy that taught me the opposite. That commitment isn't for suckers. Commitment is for men. But only real men can handle commitment. So a lot of men maybe can't handle commitment. Maybe you were raised by your mother. Unfortunately, not all mothers do this, but some mothers, you know what I'm talking about. Tell me if you've seen this where mothers will spoil their sons and their sons become what I call pleasure seekers. A pleasure seeking type of person is a person who only does things that feel good, right? A pleasure seeker is a guy who, he doesn't really want to get up early because that requires discipline. He wants to sit and get high and drunk almost every single day. He runs from woman to woman just to do whatever. And then if the relationship gets hard, he just gets another woman to replace the last one, or there's 2 or 3 at a time or whatever, right? Maybe he goes and gambles or, way a lot of his money instead of investing and doing discipline things that are going to build a future. You're kind of just going from one pleasurable activity to another. So a lot of that pleasure-seeking behavior is heavily pushed in the black community. And I believe that they do that because they want your men to be soft. They do that because they want your men to be weak. They do that because they don't want your men to be loyal or committed to anything other than seeking more pleasure. They do that to you the same way a drug dealer that wants to control hookers or drug addicts will simply keep you on that dope. Because if you're spending all your time trying to get high, trying to engage in the pleasure-seeking behavior of getting high, then you're not going to be a soldier. You're not going to be ready. You're not going to be alert. You're going to be high and drunk, and it's going to be easy for a cop to roll up and kill you. It's going to be easy. They pay attention now. You've seen all the police shootings that everybody's talking about. How many of those shootings have involved brothers from, say, the Nation of Islam? Have you ever seen any scenario, any of these shootings that involve a brother from the Nation of Islam? Do you think that's a coincidence? You think that's a coincidence? Well, why do you think that none of these police shootings have involved a brother from the Nation of Islam? Well, because the Nation of Islam don't roll like that. They're not rolling like sloppy, undisciplined men who are vulnerable, who call themselves victims every day. My brothers that I know, the ones I hang with, Nuri Muhammad, Wesley Muhammad, and all the other brothers, they're not victims of anybody. You're not going to just do any old thing to them because they're going to be alert. They're going to be intelligent. They're going to be prepared. They're going to be they're going to be strategic, right? They're going to be positioned well. They are structured men. They're solid, sturdy men.